When your vacation leaves you more exhausted than when it started, that's called Trump fatigue. And I'm not the only one who suffers from it. 70% of Americans say Trump tweets too much, and 70% find him unpresidential. That's the fatigue talking. Even his TV ratings are failing. In June, he did a primetime interview on ABC and got only 3.9 million viewers, a sharp drop from Celebrity Family Feud, which got 6.1 million in the same time slot the week before. Sad. Sad.
Well, I mean, Celebrity Family Feud is a great show, right?
Yeah.
So
Fun.
It's going to get good ratings. It's fair enough.
All right. Senator Michael Bennet may have watched Bill Maher last night. Yesterday, the Democratic presidential hopeful offered a Make America Boring Again message.
I like
Quote,
the cut of this guy's jib.
If you elect me, I promise you, you won't have to think about me for 2 weeks at a time. I'll do my job, watching out for North Korea and ending this trade war, so you can go raise your kids and live your lives. I love that.
I like it.
Yes, please.
And he sort of exudes, I want to do my job.
Yeah.
You can leave me alone, and I'll leave you alone. He's a good guy.
Let us go to church or
Yeah.
synagogues.
Let us live our days without
and
worrying
live our
about what you're
days,
going to tweet.
Coach baseball and
What rude, putrid, bullying
go
messages
to
you're
PTA
going to
meetings
send
with our
out.
kids, live our lives without everything constantly being in turmoil.
So Democratic voters have absorbed last week's Democratic debates, and the biggest beneficiary appears to be Senator Elizabeth Warren. A Quinnipiac University poll finds that Joe Biden continues to hold about a third of the electorate and a double-digit lead, down 2 points to 32 points in the latest poll, while Elizabeth Warren jumped 6 points to second place with 21%. That's the most anyone other than Biden has registered in the National Q poll this year. Senator Bernie Sanders is now at 14%, gaining 3 points, while Senator Kamala Harris dropped 5 points to 7%. Mayor Pete Buttigieg at 5%, Beto O'Rourke and Senator Cory Booker each at 2%.
So look at this. If you look at this poll really quickly, and we're going to go through all polls really quickly, big takeaway in the Q poll, though, look at those numbers. Yes, Elizabeth Warren jumped in this particular poll, not in all of the polls, but in this particular poll, up 6. But she didn't really take from Joe Biden. She took from Kamala Harris, who dropped 5 points in this poll, which means that Biden's support seems somewhat set, just like Bernie Sanders.
The new Morning Consult poll also shows Warren improved her standing after the debate. A HuffPost YouGov survey asked Democratic voters if the debates improved their opinion of the candidates, found that Warren did the best there, with a positive net change of 44 points after the debate. She just goes steady.
Well, she does. And let's go back, though, to the actual poll itself, Rev. And as we look at this poll of the actual, can you show us the poll really quickly? Not the debate, but the actual overall poll, really quickly. There we go.
Yeah. Perfect.
So this is the Morning Consult, and not the Q poll. But you see here that Biden seems pretty set. He's still locked in the 30s. Sanders in both polls staying about the same. Warren up 2 points there. Kamala down 3. Now here's the Q poll, where the only difference here is that Elizabeth Warren jumped a few more points and Kamala dropped a few more points. But right now, it is slow and steady getting the job done, it seems, Rev, for Joe Biden.
Yeah, the thing that I really was noticing about these polls, as one who was in a Democratic primary race, is that Biden is steady and Elizabeth Warren, every poll is going up, and Kamala Harris has gone down after the last debates, which really shows that Biden has an entrenched support base, and Elizabeth Warren is expanding a base. I shared with you before that I was a little surprised at how well she was received at National Action Network's convention in April. The thing that I think that Elizabeth Warren has done, when we talk about who can stand up to Donald Trump, she's the only one I know that has survived the Trump nickname. She has totally flawed and defeated Pocahontas. Pocahontas. You have to remember, a few months ago, we were all talking about Pocahontas. Not only has she killed the Pocahontas label, which most, if anyone, has, I don't think anyone has survived Trump being able to label them. No one's thinking about Pocahontas. She's on the rise, which really says to a lot of voters, she can take him on. He can't even label her. She's not been rattled in a debate. She's not been rattled by Trump. It's full ahead, and I think the polls are indicating that in Elizabeth Warren's favor.
Well, you know, the thing is, Mika, these are all building blocks. There were some people last night that were looking at some of the polls where she didn't jump as much as they thought she should. We're still 6 months away from Iowa,
and she
the
grows.
first contest.
Yeah.
We all have building blocks. You know what? Yes, her Pocahontas response was not good, but what was great in the long run for her is she absorbed that hit. Yep. She kept going. She kept improving. She's building her campaign out. She has put in 2 really good debate performances.
Yep.
You may not see her jump to the front of the pack right now, but there's a great example of it's just one building block after another. And if you're playing for the next 6 months, and not just the next 6 minutes in a debate where you're trying to get a pithy response to somebody, then you're going to be in a much better shape to win. That's why I say don't attack the other Democrats. It's not going to help you go up in the polls. Attack Donald Trump and show how you're going to beat Donald Trump in the third debate. That's what will help you in the long run. By the way, we've got some great numbers coming out of Texas right after the break, and we're going to continue talking about the Democrats.
Thanks for checking out MSNBC on YouTube, and make sure you subscribe to stay up to date on the day's biggest stories. And you can click on any of the videos around us to watch more from Morning Joe and MSNBC. Thanks so much for watching.